Happy Thanksgiving here from Sports First, Everything Second podcast. So, here's what we're going to do. We're going to go around the room and say what we're thankful for in our favorite Thanksgiving dish. And then we'll get into the NFL, because that's what you think about when you think about Thanksgiving. It's some good old Ravenshaw football.
Yes, brother.
All right, Zach, go first, please.
All right, I am definitely grateful to be spending any time of my life with the bros. It's the best thing that happened to me, other than being born. But no, definitely friends is the most important thing, other than family. Those two go hand in hand. It's just obviously that's it. And then football, sports in general, can't live life without them. It would be boring. Favorite dish probably would definitely be the nice little glazed ham with the pineapple rings and the cherries with them.
We're talking about Thanksgiving?
Yeah.
Thanksgiving ham.
Oh, yeah. Thanksgiving ham with a turkey. I come from a family that likes to eat, so we have everything that you could choose.
Sounds good to me. All right, B, what are you thankful for?
All right, so I'm thankful for, obviously, guys I got right here. T, DJ, all the guys out there, my family, obviously, everybody here in my family supports me through anything. I'm very thankful for that. And my Thanksgiving dish, probably my favorite thing. My grandma, it's dessert, but she makes a kickin' cheesecake. Kickin' cheesecake.
Especially when I'm hitting dessert.
Can't wait to hit that after the turkey.
So you guys know me, I'm Andrew. This Thanksgiving, I'm thankful for health and my friends and my family. Everything I got to attribute to one of those two, my friends and my family. The people around me have done a lot for me. And another thing that I'm newly thankful for is the growth of the YouTube channel that we are so blessed to be able to do. We have a platform to talk about what we really enjoy and what we're passionate about, and this is something that we look forward to week in and week out. We may not be the biggest channel, but we're just as dedicated as those that are doing it at a higher level. We love what we're doing, and I'm thankful that we get to put out our own content and put out our own merchandise that you guys can look at and hopefully take something out of. So that's what I'm thankful for. Thankful for the friends, thankful for the family, for the health, and the new YouTube channel that we've started. But my favorite dish, throwing a curveball here, I'm going with the green bean casserole. If you get a little bit of crunch in there, nice bake to it, some good cheddar cheese up in it. If you have had some good green bean casserole, you know that's the hidden secret, the hidden gem. Everybody gonna say mashed potatoes, turkey. It's the green bean casserole.
You haven't tried
I hit you with the curveball with the ham. You didn't even know.
Cheesecake.
So, I'm thankful for the adversity that we go through once in a while, because it makes us stronger and us much closer. For example, the way we upload these things makes us stay up even later. It's just, I'm also thankful for a huge cap in sports, because, again, we wouldn't be sitting here if we couldn't watch the NBA and the NFL, MLB at times, NHL at times. And another thing I'm thankful for is you guys. Try not to get emotional here, but I've been through a rough past couple of months, prior to hanging out with you guys. And, now we're sitting here in my bedroom, chilling, doing the stuff we love, and we're not even getting paid for it. And I'm also thankful for the people who are watching, because without you, I wouldn't be taking a bath in Gatorade soon, hopefully. That's a heart on a note card if you guys can't see that.
I don't know if you can see this, but...
Definitely not. You definitely have to... All right.
Put it up to the camera.
Got it.
All right. And for the ones who aren't here, Tyler, Carlos, Testone, DJ, Danny, all the people we hang out with.
Definitely trying to get Danny on here, actually.
We'll
I
try.
think we'd love that.
We gotta expand a little bit, make the fam a little bit bigger.
But my favorite Thanksgiving dish is cornbread pudding.
Oh.
Cornbread pudding?
I have it downstairs if you guys want it.
12-6.
That sounds good.
I have it downstairs if you guys would want some later.
All right, I'm going.
But yeah. So now we're doing our Thanksgiving episode, and you know what that means? Thanksgiving
football.
And our guys to the right side of the room is going to take care of this. Go ahead and kick us off.
All right. So what I love also, is after you have your nice little whatever, I have brunch with my family, so after my nice little brunch, be fat and watch some football. So today, or Thanksgiving, sorry, we got the Bears and the Lions. There's actually a little, twist to that. They both have hosted their own Turkey Day game every single year since 1978, which is, I think, is pretty cool.
It's a real run.
While Detroit, they hold the record for the most games played on Thanksgiving Day. So I just want to put you out there, a little fun fact out there.
We're going to run into the games right now. We're going to get a rundown. We got the Bears versus the Lions. Lions are always playing, so that might be an advantage for them. But these Bears, they just want a game against the Giants. What are we thinking here? Who's taking that game day home?
I mean, it's not... I know I'm in the presence of a Giants fan. I apologize, but it's like...
It's a momentum win.
It's a momentum win, but it's not like
Something
a great
serious.
win. It's something that, like, yes, they win. There's a chance that they could actually morph it into something, but right now, the Giants are hurting a little bit, obviously, but it definitely does help. The Lions aren't really doing too well as we probably thought they were going to, but with the momentum, if the Lions can't wrap their head around being a good defense and a good team in general, I think the Bears could take this.
So we got the Bears from Zach.
I think the Lions, they have a coach that is a defensive-minded coach. Offense needs a little kick in the butt, but I think the Lions have a chance to beat the Bears. The Bears' defense and the offense aren't really clicking as they did last year, so I'm hoping for the Lions to win this Thanksgiving.
So for me, I'm looking at the quarterback play here because we know both of these defenses are they're okay. No real standouts other than Bears having Mac, but I mean, Matt Ryan hurting this Turkey Day. Matt Stafford being doubtful for this game kind of is a little downfall of the Lions. So I got the Bears coming in off the week where, like you said, it's a win, nothing crazy, but it's a momentum win in my opinion, where they could take that and just kind of roll forward with it. I got the Bears winning this game.
I have the Lions. I don't think the Bears are a very good team offensively.
2-2 split.
And I think it's the Lions because they're used to playing on Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And I just think they're a better team, even though the record doesn't say it.
So 2-2. We got 2 people Bears, 2 people Lions. All right, and then another Thanksgiving Day game. We got Bills versus the Cowboys. We'll
start with Elliot.
Yeah.
We'll keep going back and forth.
Cowboys are very sporadic. We've already talked about their coach and everything, yada yada.
Mm-hmm.
But I think the Bills are 8-3. You've talked about this before. They're just a better team. I'm going with Bills.
So for me,
the better coach, I should say. Not necessarily on paper they're the better team, but better coach. I think the Bills have it.
So for me, this game is going to pretty much define the rest of the Cowboys season, in my opinion. If they can come out of this with a win against a positive team, which they haven't beaten yet, they haven't beaten a team with a positive record this year. If they can come out of that, get a win, really say, hey, stop. We're going to do this. We're going to be legit. I said this, I think, 2 episodes ago. Dak Prescott can be a gruesome, beat your defense down type of quarterback, but he needs to prove that. And I think Thanksgiving is the perfect day to do it. You make your fans thankful for what you can do. I got the Bills to win, but if the Cowboys can somehow come out of this, they're going to really show what they got.
I got Bills just because, from the past seasons that you see the Bills play, they really didn't have a positive record. And it's good to see, obviously they are in the AFC, so it was kind of scary when they played the Patriots. But the Bills have a lot of potential, and like Elliot said, they're sporadic. So who knows what can happen, but because I think they're the better team, I think the Bills are going to take this.
I mean, I put a question mark on this one.
But we do need to remember it's in Dallas.
It's in Dallas,
so they're
that's
in Dallas.
That's gonna give them a little.
Does give the Cowboys a little bit of an edge, but my opinion still stands.
Yeah, so I have a question mark. It's gonna be very hard. The Bills' defense is a really good defense, but can it actually stop this offensive line from pushing their D line back and actually making holes for Ezekiel Elliott? That's all that it's really gonna kind of come down to is just like Bills' defense. If the Bills' defense can't perform, I feel Dak Prescott is going to have to carry this Cowboys team to this win. If they can pressure Prescott.
Prescott, baby.
Just keep going.
Yeah, a little tongue twister. If he could get pressured and actually make him get out of the pocket and have like a little spy to stop him from running and carrying this team to the win, I'm going to go with the Bills.
So,
Yep. Next game will be the Saints versus the Falcons.
for me, switch up the order a little bit here. To me, this is another game. I know I say this a lot, but this is a defining game for Drew Brees and the whole Who Dat Nation. If they need to make anything else out of Drew Brees' career, it's one more healthy playoff push to really say, hey, he was this guy, he was that bad man. But against the Falcons team that's not really that good, hasn't really done much this year, has really had Super Bowl losing woes ever since. I mean, they should just take this win, go play some smash mouth football, beat him up with Mike Thomas, beat him up with Kamara, have Brees have a day, let that defense be its defense. You know, they're always like a middle of the pack team, but really kind of show up and show out type of thing. Really go out there and prove their worth. I got the Saints winning this one.
I think the Saints are going to come out with the Falcons, even though the Falcons did come out to win the last time they played. I just think the Saints are a more sound team now that Drew Brees is back into the swing of things. Did he play when they played the Falcons?
First game back.
So
It was Falcons, right?
okay, so
Yep.
so now Drew Brees is getting into the rhythm of things now.
Sorry, I just spilled when I went to go talk, it just fell out of my mouth.
And we're thinking about the food we're gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, I had the Saints win this one, and I want Drew Brees to just have a day.
Yeah.
You want to bounce back to you, Elliot?
So about
It's the Saints, without a doubt. The Falcons have been playing alright football. I was trying to say basketball. Falcons have been playing alright football, but the Saints have this one in the bag.
Definitely the Saints. I just feel like, by the way, clean sweep. Was it for the Cowboys and Bills too? Clean sweep.
Cowboys.
I said Bills.
Oh yeah, Bills was clean sweep. So
Alright,
two clean
so,
sweeps.
yep.
And we had a split on Bears Lions.
So yeah, real quick, Saints obviously. It just the Falcons defense has not shown any type of chance of actually stopping any type of offense against them. So Thomas, Kamara, Drew Brees are all gonna have a fantastic day.
For those fantasy guys, be on the lookout because not a lot of teams set their lineups very frequently for Thursday games. There's usually only one. So fantasy guys, get that out there. Hopefully you guys will see this in the morning. Set your lineup, man. Don't be hurting. But moving on to the Sunday games, that covers all of our Thanksgiving Day games, which is a very exciting day, by the way. All these matchups look pretty good on Thanksgiving. Like none of these games should disappoint, other than maybe the Saints-Falcons being a blowout.
Yeah, you should almost guarantee that one.
But going to the Sunday games, we got the Titans versus the Colts. Anybody want to throw any quick notes out there?
The Texans is a must-win for them if they want to do anything. Same thing with the Colts, obviously. This is a very important game for both clubs. But Ryan Tannehill has been playing exceptionally well, but I think the Colts are a better team. But I am starting Ryan Tannehill this week because Deshaun Watson's playing New England. So I'm going to go with quote-unquote upset in the Titans.
Oh, okay.
So, for me, I got the Colts coming out with this one. I think that offense has just been performing like a solid unit. Nobody's really pulling too much weight other than really the offensive line, which is putting in absolute work, just pushing D-lines back. But I think the Colts are just a better overall team. I mean, the Titans may have a defensive edge in their defensive backs, but I think coaching to the field, to special teams, to offense, to defense, I think the Colts are going to come out on top of this one. Although Ryan Tannehill, like you said, has been playing very good football.
Same thing as Drew said. I think the Colts are just a better sound team, and the way that they've been playing these past few weeks. I think that they just want it more. They're a little bit more. Do you know their record by any chance?
The Titans record or the Colts record?
Are they like neck and neck right now? Is one top of the other?
I think they're both roughing around 500.
Okay, so I mean,
right? Yeah, roughing around 500.
Okay, well, I think the Colts want it a little bit more than the Titans. They've just been playing sound football, and I got Colts in this one.
Yeah, I gotta go with the Colts. I just think they're the better overall team. T.Y. Hilton, I feel like this is a redemption game from last game. He didn't really do too much. I feel like he could definitely, if he could find some seams, find some holes in this Titans defense, it's gonna be a rough day for them. That's really about it. I feel like if they could just get pressure and just like disrupt Tannehill, make him actually like have to worry about somebody behind his back, I feel like the Colts could take this one. So then leading into the next one, which is a very anticipated, very
potential Super Bowl match right there.
Super Bowl match, a very pristine game that is about to come out. That's the 49ers versus the Ravens. This is going to be a fantastic game to watch. Let's just say that now.
Yes.
This is going to affect both teams regardless. Let's say the Bills win and the Ravens lose. They're tied now at percentage. Same with the Seahawks. If they win, or excuse me,
Saints.
Actually, the Saints, Seahawks, let's say they win, 49ers would also be tied if they lose. So right now, it's a very important game for both teams, whether they go up by another game or they come back down and are tied. I feel like you got to adjust to Lamar Jackson. You got to get pressure. You got to slow him down. You're not going to stop him. You got to slow down his run yards. You got to slow down his pass yards, take away his options, get him a little pressure, get him moving, have a QB spy. So most he gets is like maybe 2-3 yards where he runs out of bounds because he's afraid to get hit and get injured. But ultimately, I have the Ravens taking this one.
So I'm going to agree with you there. I do also have the Ravens taking this game. And this is going to be a great matchup, just like you said. You don't know who's going to show up. You don't know if that defense is going to show up for the 49ers and kind of stunt the Ravens. But the last time that this 49ers defense faced a mobile quarterback, it was Russell Wilson. And we all know how that game went.
Yep.
So Russell Wilson in that game went 24 completions on 34 attempts, 232 passing yards, which is very good compared to what that defense has been putting up. 1 touchdown and 1 interception. And Russ had 6 attempts rushing the football with 53 yards. And that's Russell Wilson, who is crafty, nonetheless, but not as fast or not as much of a runner as Lamar Jackson. I think this defense is going to struggle heavily. I think although they are very well coached, they are not going to be ready for this. They think they might be because they face Russ, but the Ravens are going to come out because I think that offense is going to scare that defense way too much. I think that first quarter is going to be a big, either a big explosion of offense or just absolutely nothing.
Real quick, sorry to cut you two off before saying anything. The last time the Ravens played a top, let's say the greatest defense of this league right now, the Patriots, Lamar Jackson just shredded them. So it's just scary because you could say the 49ers or the Patriots has the number 1 defense. That could be argued for both sides. But what he did to the Patriots just proves that
pretty convincing.
It's convincing that you could see what's going to happen.
I'm going to talk on that a little bit more. I'm not sure. I think this was in the last podcast or the episode, whatever, that the Ravens, the offense, the defenses of the other team try to play for Lamar Jackson.
What do you mean by that?
So, what I'm saying is that they don't play their, like, the Patriots.
Oh, you don't play the defense that you're comfortable in. You try to adjust.
You try to adjust so much to where, they're a little shook. Obviously, they're in the NFL for a reason, and they're good at their spots, but I think that the 49ers should just play their own defense, play how they're comfortable, and whatever. Like Zach said, this is, a very, very good game, plus you have a bunch of things that can happen
It's
in
an
the
important
records.
game for both, you could say.
But I do have the Ravens on this one. Lamar Jackson just cannot be stopped. He's just an absolute freak, and I got the Ravens for this one. I respect Jimmy G.
What do you got? What do you got here? We got 3 Ravens votes right here.
It's going to be a sweep for me.
Another
simply
sweep.
because
Ravens
the
sweep.
Patriots have one of the best defenses, the 49ers have one of the best defenses, and they can't emulate in practice what Lamar Jackson does in a real-life game. So I got the Ravens simply because Lamar Jackson's been killing it. So I got the Ravens.
So now we got, this is a game that I'm calling kind of a crapshoot on where the draft picks are going to fall here. This is the Jets versus the Bengals. Really the only standout thing here is how well the Jets defense can perform. I mean, if they could really shut this team down, then it's going to be a win for them.
There's not much to shut down, but it's definitely just
as
long as they do a decent job, they'll get the job done.
It's a matter of if they play to the offense and they let the offense dictate the game, whether they dominate it or not, the offense dictating what happens, or if they can shut that offense down and dictate the game with their defense. I got the Jets in this one.
For me, I got the Jets. Kind of this same reason, but as I said before, the Bengals really don't have anybody. They don't really have a defense. They don't really have a offense. They can't really push anything. They're 0-10 right now. Their best luck is just to, absolutely not try to lose the rest of the season. but try to get a high pick in the draft, lottery pick.
Take to go with the bad.
Yeah, and I mean, I think that the Jets have a more sound, even though their record says different. They have a more sound organization, offense, defense, special teams, whatever than the Bengals does. So I'm going with the Jets.
Elliot.
The Jets, because they're not 0-10.
So then I got the sweep. Jets are beating the Bengals. There's not really much to talk about. It's not going to be a very entertaining game. It's probably just going to be either the Jets score a lot or the Jets score a little compared to the Bengals. So going on to the next game, we got a rematch with the Browns and the Steelers that happened this earlier in the season. Who do you guys got?
That's a hard one for me.
I got the Browns because Steelers don't know what they're doing on the offensive side of the ball with quarterback. Quarterback's very important.
Mm-hmm.
I just think the Browns, they're realizing that things are going to be different next year, obviously. And they have to prove to the world that they're not a joke. So I have the Browns.
Okay. Drew?
Go ahead. I think this is it's an important game for morale standards for both teams. Obviously, division rivals. I think the Browns are going to come out with this one. Odell just kind of sparked his offensive game back up again. Jarvis Landry has kind of been around, but he had a really good game last week. I think that Delvin Hodges, the guy who stepped in for Mason Rudolph, still has a lot to prove. We don't really know what he's about yet. We don't know if he could go out and torch a defense that's decent at best without their best pass rusher, who was there last game, and we all know that story. We're not going to really touch too much back on that.
Just leave it as is.
But if Delvin Hodges could come out and throw some bombs, dot some high, put it.
Nobody really knows how he plays.
So
that could be an advantage.
That's definitely an advantage for the Steelers. But I mean, other than that, the defense isn't that great on either side.
Mm-hmm.
But I mean, if the Browns could pull it together on offense, it's a matter of who gets the better offensive push here. I think I'm going with the Browns.
Like Andrew said, I got the Browns. Not thinking about what Ellie said about the quarterback situation. And like Andrew said, the Browns proved last week that they still want to play football. They got a little spark up. Odell, Jarvis, and Baker Mayfield, sparked the field up a little bit, and I'm hoping to see a little bit more of that this week.
What the hell?
And I got the Browns.
So, another sweep. I got the Browns as well. I don't know. I think it's just the Browns' morale is boosted. They lit a fire under the butt. They are coming off a couple of game win streak. Right now, they're looking kind of as we thought could be the Browns. Not perfect, but definitely winning some games is taking them some time.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like Baker Mayfield is doing good. He's finally finally making the right calls, throwing the ball where it's got to be put.
Mm-hmm.
And then again, like you said about Mason Rudolph and the other quarterback, they don't know who's starting. The quarterback is such a a very important thing for morale. If you can't even tell a clear starter, that's gonna hurt your team.
Yeah.
So I mean, with the Browns coming off a couple of game wins, Steelers not looking so good. I'm gonna go with the Browns.
So we're gonna move into another game, which I'm expecting to be a sweep.
Yep.
We have the Eagles versus the Dolphins. I'm assuming everybody here is taking Eagles. I just kind of want anybody going against the Eagles.
Yeah,
I just kind of want to
There's not much to talk about.
I just kind of want to throw something out here in a game where we had who picked the Bills to win?
We all did.
I think we
sweep Bills over Cowboys.
Bills.
So in that situation where the Bills beat the Cowboys and the Eagles beat the Dolphins, they're tied in the NFC East.
Yeah.
Because the Eagles are a game back right now at 5-6, and the Cowboys are up 6-5. If the Cowboys lose, brings them even, and if the Eagles end up winning this game, which they should, which we all think they will, then it'll be an even playing field for them right now. So that's going to even everything up.
That's going to be like a fun little back and forth between the two records.
Yeah, so even though this is projected to be a blowout game by our standards, this is a really important game for the Eagles. And if they could take something out of this, whether it be a little bit more chemistry or find a new weapon, something like that, that'll really help them. But moving on, we got the Redskins versus the Panthers.
Which should be another sweep. Not much to talk about.
You think the Redskins are going to pull anything out?
No.
Alright,
Okay.
so only real key here is Christian McCaffrey. I mean,
Mhm.
nobody really thinks he's getting MVP anymore. He's putting up great numbers. It's all a matter of pride for him at this point. I think what they're doing down there is it's good for what they have. They still need more pieces. They need a better defense, without a doubt.
Mhm.
That defense just can't really hold its own. They need to get their quarterback fully into the system. But another sweep. We got the Panthers winning over the Redskins. Moving on to
I'm pretty sure another sweep.
moving on to an NFC matchup. We got the Packers versus the Giants. Anybody taking Giants? Because I am.
Oh,
I
got
are you doing
Packers.
that because you're a Giants fan?
I am. I'm gonna say that whenever the Giants play Aaron Rodgers, it's always a close game.
Okay.
We face them in the playoffs. We have faced them in regular season, obviously. But I think that Daniel Jones is going up against a not-so-great defense. So that's a good opportunity. Saquon hasn't been proving himself, so he's due for one. He's due for a game.
Mm-hmm.
But on the opposite end of the ball, I feel like Devontae Adams and Aaron Rodgers are struggling. Aaron Rodgers did not do that good last week, and everybody might say, oh, he's going to bounce back, which he very well might, and just completely obliterate the Giants off the face of the earth.
Mm-hmm.
But I have some confidence that the Giants can pull this one out. Although I don't want us to. A nice draft pick would be good because we're not making playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
But I feel like the Giants might be able to do something with this one, if not make it
Yeah,
competitive.
that's definitely a respectable choice. I mean, yeah, but I don't know. I don't see Aaron Rodgers unless Giants watch the whole entire game and picked it apart of the Niners and Green Bay game where Aaron Rodgers was just absolutely zero time
Yeah,
in
if
the
they
pocket.
can figure out that blueprint.
Unless they do that, I'm going to have to go with the Packers. Just Aaron Rodgers can easily pick a defense apart. He's in talks with greatest QB all time.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, this will not show, but just kind of emulate how he should be playing.
I got Packers. But Giants, they have games to where, their linemen and their linebackers come up and they'll bite you. But I just don't think it's gonna be one of those games. I think Aaron Rodgers is, gonna fall back on what happened last week. Obviously his line needs to do a little bit more. But Aaron Rodgers is just one of those quarterbacks that you need.
He can really pop.
You need a game plan for, and I don't think the Giants are going to bring it probably the first, second quarter. But other than that, they get tired quick, so I'm just going to pick the Packers.
I'm also picking the Packers because they're a better team. They also need this to stay, relevant. I mean, they're going to make the playoffs, but the Vikings are right behind them, and it is a much win because they're both at 8-3 right now. And the Vikings are playing really, really, really good football right now.
Dangerous
So
football.
Surprisingly
the Packers lose.
dangerous.
The Packers lose. That's a big no-no, and their Super Bowl chances might lower a lot because the Giants, no offense, aren't doing that well.
Oh, God, no.
And I just think the Packers are going to win this one. They should be.
I mean,
What I'm seeing right now this week is a very do or die kind of for your position
For a
in your
lot of
seeding.
teams, yeah.
It's like we have multiple teams tied right now. If one team loses, the other team wins. There's a three-way
there's a big
tie
swing.
here.
Yeah.
It's a whole different.
Well, the Titans and Colts seem like the biggest game on this list, other than like maybe the Pats and Texans for both those teams.
No, well, I'm saying
Bills
more
Cowboys
like
is also a very big game.
Yeah, but like if you look at it, the Cowboys, the division's kind of anyway.
It's an
Yeah,
open division.
it's completely open to two teams right now, guaranteed.
Yeah, but I think the Eagles and Cowboys play again, no? So.
But I mean, regardless, if one team wins and the other team loses, that's a 2-game spread. If the Cowboys are the winning team, because if the Eagles find a way to lose this game to the Dolphins, they are now at a 2-game deficit. And if they beat the Cowboys, that doesn't matter.
Yeah, I don't know.
But-
I think that. I mean, I guess you could say Bills and Cowboys, but Cowboys more than the Bills on that for say, because the Bills really have like nothing to lose.
But no, like if you look at the Niners, Saints, and Seahawks, that determines who's going to get a first round bye in the playoffs.
Yeah.
That's going to determine home field advantage, which is very huge in
NFL
football,
playoffs, yes.
which is ridiculous, like
To say.
because not knowing how much of an advantage it actually is and what you're fighting for to lose that,
Mhm.
that's going to lower morale.
So
Alright.
moving to a less competitive scene here with the Buccaneers and the Jaguars playing.
Jags.
Nick's
Ooh.
got the Jags pulling out hot.
I like Leonard Fournette. All right, that's pretty much it for the Jaguars, really.
So who do you have?
I have the Bucks because I don't know. I think Jameis Winston, despite all the picks he's throwing, he's still throwing touchdowns. He's still managing to.
I think he's a leader to touchdowns pass. No.
Yeah, but also
interceptions.
Yeah,
His interceptions.
But yeah, he's able. He shows that one he could throw the
But
passes.
my thing is,
a little bit
the
too risky.
Buccaneers are a more finished, more polished team.
Mhm.
You know, the coach is better. You know, their locker room is way better. I'm going with the Bucks.
I'm going with the Jags here. I'm gonna agree with Nick. I like what Leonard Fournette's doing. I
Mhm.
don't think that defense lines up well. Although I also do not think that the Jags defense lines up well with the Buccaneers offense. Buccaneers are a very fast-paced offense. There
That's what you
goes
get.
fancy
Nice guy.
Santa. But I think the Jaguars kind of have the overall slight advantage here. There's not really anything crazy leaning one way or the other for me. I think the Jaguars are going to pull it out in a close game.
All right.
Ooh, wait,
Jags, Bucks?
I'm gonna make it a split and go with the Buccaneers.
Yeah.
Sounds
I
good.
just feel like their offense could easily overpower the Jaguars. They're very kind of relying more so on like Mike Evans to actually like have a breakout day.
Yeah.
Maybe.
For most of his games, they're like if Mike Evans does good, they do good.
Yeah,
So
that's true.
Mike Evans could
Playing
find
through a
his way
spot.
around with Jameis Winston. I feel like this could be a fun game to watch,
Mhm.
close game to watch,
Mhm.
and it's gonna be coming down to like whoever has the ball for the last possession.
Yeah.
So, but I'm gonna say Buccaneers are gonna hold strong, hold it out.
So,
That's a tie. Now going with the Rams versus Cardinals, I think we should all say Rams.
But
the
this is a-
Cardinals compete. I'm going with the Cardinals because the Rams
okay.
are not.
this is a
Has been-
dismantled Rams team going up against another mobile quarterback in Kyler Murray.
I got Cardinals.
I also have the Cardinals winning this
Okay,
A little bit of an upset, but the Rams are in a rough spot right now.
they are.
Cardinals are in a good spot right now.
They're definitely
I'm going
hurting.
with Cardinals.
And this is also kind of a short week for them, too. I mean, less than 7 days always hurts.
Going with the
but-
Cards.
I might
I
need to
also
change
got
my
Cardinals.
pick. I didn't think about that. How dismantled they were. I am gonna have to go with the Rams.
Wait, you're going with the Rams?
And the Cardinals.
All right.
Any other
He's
reasons
just
why?
splitting himself.
Any other reasons why? Or?
Kyler Murray. He's just
He always
fast
keeps
mobile-
him in games.
Yeah, he's a fast mobile quarterback. He
I think
finds
he's gonna be
people.
that
He
good.
finds the holes he needs to go to. Obviously, you're not a Lamar Jackson,
Oh, God,
but
no.
you know he's one of those guys that
But who is?
get you yards when you need it. And just throw a lob up to Larry and just see what happens.
But yeah, Larry's not like that.
There's not a jump ball guy.
No, he's more of like
Watch.
a.
Crazy.
What do you mean
Well,
watch?
He's gonna.
Yeah, have you ever watched Larry
Anyways,
Fitz?
what do you have to
He's
say?
more of a
Yeah.
slant.
okay, let's
Whatever.
continue.
We'll just
We can
stop.
move on from
I
that.
feel like Rams are hurting.
Mhm.
This is a big game to boost themselves, to make them feel like, all right, there's still a chance. We could compete. We could do something, pull together. So I'm gonna go with the Rams. They got offensive weapons out the butt. They got receivers. They just, I don't know what they need to do. I said this last year. The Rams are a one and done team. They're showing it, but I feel like against the Cardinals, they could do what they got to do, what they normally do.
So now we got a AFC matchup here. We got the Raiders versus the Chiefs. This is going to be a very offensive oriented game.
Raiders.
He's got the Raiders. Don't know why, but
I think that this is a must-win game for them, and the Chiefs are showing flaws week after week after week, and I think the Raiders can pull it out. Raider Nation, really.
the Raiders just came off a very physical battle that
They
they
did
had.
lose against the Jets pretty bad.
So
Really bad.
I just want to throw that out there that they
Going
lost
with the
to a
Raiders,
Jets
though.
team.
I'm going.
You're going
upset.
with the Raiders.
I'm feeling good.
I'm going with the Chiefs.
It's
It's going to be a non. There's going to be no defense played in this game, and the Chiefs have a better offense.
Go ahead.
That's all I got to say about it.
See,
Go with Chiefs.
yes sir.
Black.
Raiders, Chiefs.
Yep.
I feel like this game could actually be really close. I feel like it could come down to the
Yes,
wire.
sir. Where's the Chief goes?
What?
Continue. Go.
All right. Sorry, I was confused for a second, but where was I going with this? This is gonna be a close game. This is gonna be one of those games where, like, if there's a chance you could watch it, you probably should watch it. Up until probably like halftime, until one team starts blowing out another, which will probably be the Chiefs. They just got more weapons on offense. Their defense isn't the greatest, but their offense severely makes up for it.
So this is a little thing I've been wanting to add in.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play a little over/under game since we all kind of agreed that this is gonna be a very fun game to watch. So Raiders and Chiefs, do we think that they are gonna combine for more than 45 points?
Under.
Yes or no? So
Now
he's
we're
got.
going over.
Okay, so he's got the over. So he thinks that they're going to combine for more than 45 points. What are you thinking?
Thinking.
Okay, so
Bet
he's
the
thinking.
over.
What do you got?
Yes.
Oh, so you think it's going to be over?
Doing this. Yes.
Yeah, you gotta use your words.
Yes.
There
So we
you
got
go.
2 overs on
Clarification.
45.
I would like to say over. I definitely believe Mahomes and Tyreek Hill could have a special connection, just deep passes. Derek Carr can make some magic. I would say over.
I'm going with the under. I kind of had that thought in my head before. I think this is going to be like a 13-21 type of game. It's going to be just barely under. It's going to be grazing the 40s, but I don't think it's going to break 45 points.
So you're saying like probably like 35, just over 40.
35s to 40s, right in there. It's
Alright.
going to be a good one.
All right.
So
Chargers and Broncos. Both these teams stink, and they deserve to lose both these games.
they
both
both
deserve the tie.
And they did. Yeah, I'm going with tie. No, I'm going with the Chargers to win this game.
Yeah, I got.
I also got the Chargers. The Broncos.
Despite Phillip Rivers can't throw to an actual receiver, but Keenan Allen tries to catch whatever is in his direction.
Broncos got no weapons. Their defense is decent. They got
Their
no
Phillip
weapons.
defense
Lindsay.
is not bad.
Their offense isn't doing much this year. Their defense is what's doing everything.
Chargers.
Yeah, Chargers.
Chargers. But
Chargers, we're going with a sweep.
who did the Chargers just recently lose to?
Everyone.
Everybody. They just recently beat somebody. Don't know who that is because nobody
Themselves.
cares.
All right.
Anyway,
Never
alright.
mind. Fuck my opinion.
Pats versus Texans.
This is
Alright.
going to be a good one.
This is gonna be fun
This,
to watch.
this is a statement game for the
I'm not
Patriots.
starting Deshaun Watson for a reason, and you
'Cause
help
they
me
tear
explain
apart
Do you-
young
that.
quarterbacks.
is this more of a statement for the Texans or Patriots?
No, Patriots.
No.
The Patriots have been the bar for the NFL the
Mhm.
past decade. And if they can't set that bar in the AFC, or even in their own division, where the Bills are creeping up,
If they lose and the Bills win, they do have the tiebreaker despite being have the same record, but it does shake it up a little bit to where the Patriots can't really lose another game.
You mean Ravens?
No, the Bills.
The Bills.
Because the Bills
'Cause
can
you're
jump
second-
up to the leader of the division. Because
so
they're
it'll be
8-3.
9 and 3. Patriots will have 9 wins and 2 losses going in. They lose is 3. Bills are at 8 and 2.
No,
Or
Bills are
8-3,
at 10 and
8-3.
1-3, so we'll
8-3.
only have 2 losses, not 3.
I'm confused. Anyway,
So
Well, I just said if we lose this game, right, and the Bills are just creeping at that door, and we really don't.
okay,
have
yeah,
anything
we
prepared.
opened the door.
Because if we lose, that puts us at 2, right?
Okay.
And the Bills win,
Yep.
that's 9-3. That's one game back.
Yeah,
And
okay,
then we
that's
gotta
what
play
you're
them
going for. Yeah,
again,
all right.
And they came close to us last time, but I think it's a statement game for the Texans because they just came off of that win by the Colts. Sorry, Pat. I know that fumble really educates you.
That was a stupid call, but we're not talking about that
But
right now.
I just think that
Yeah.
the Texans could win, and they can hop into to that Bill spot right now. They look pretty good for the playoffs.
so who do you got winning?
Texans.
Texans.
Pats though. I'm
Get the
going
Patriots.
with
Which one is it?
Pats.
Okay.
I also got the Patriots winning this game. Like I said, this is a statement game for the Patriots. If they really want to pull away with that number 1 coveted spot in the AFC, where they have shown time and time again, if they get the number 1 spot and you got to go to them, you're going to get stomped
If you have to
into
go to
the
Gillette.
dirt. They're going to yell at you. They're going to go park the car at Harvard Yard, man. They're going to just shove it all onto you. But if the Patriots can win this game, that sets them on the right foot to get the number 1 spot. I don't think the Texans have the offensive power to overcome that defense. And Belichick just destroys young quarterbacks. I got the Pats.
Other than
Biggie
one more.
Pack. Patriots. You know, they have.
Well,
I think they have a
non-Patriots fan
positive record against the Texans. I say so, correct?
Say that again?
We do well against the Texans, yes.
You do well against everything in the league.
Yes.
Other than
Um,
Ravens.
I think our defense is gonna completely, well, not completely, but it's gonna give them, you know, a run for their money. The Patriots, you know, it's kind of scary just because we don't have a little bit of our offensive threats. Our run game got a little better last week, so hopefully they gotta incorporate that. I think Sanu and Dorsett, I think they're still out. I'm not 100% sure, so we're gonna have to see when Tuna comes by. But I got Pats on this one.
Okay.
gonna be
Sweet.
Or just cut
I got the Patriots.
Talk about this or just cut off?
Like Drew kind of said, like I agree for both teams. This is big, but for the Patriots, it's just even more. Because, in all honesty, who the hell wants to go to New England in December and January?
No one.
Exactly.
Nobody wants to meet them and play.
You gotta- if you gotta play in the
when I live here.
You gotta play in the snow. You gotta play in the freezing weather. Whatever
Brady
you
is
do,
accustomed to.
yeah, it just nobody wants to do this at all. So primetime win for Pats, just to keep that number 1 spot, clinching the bye, clinching home, would be huge. So
And final game, on the list, this is an NFC matchup here. We got the Vikings versus the Seahawks.
Potentially an NFC championship game.
Mm-hmm.
Vikings, Seahawks. You start.
I want to wrap this one up. I'm gonna go with the last say, so we'll swing that over to you.
You want me to go?
Yeah.
Yeah, start.
I got the Seahawks winning over the Vikings. I got maybe a 10-point game. What was we'll get to you. Bounce from me to you. All right.
Okay.
So I got the Seahawks winning it. I got Russell Wilson doing what he's got to do to get done. He's running the ball a lot. He's finding the open targets. He's hitting them. It's just scary to say that the Vikings are actually connecting, kind of like proving that, hey, like we're here to play. Get used to it. But overall, I got Russell Wilson throwing the dots to whoever he has to, running the ball, doing what he's got to do. I got Seahawks.
I have Vikings.
Why?
Because if you noticed about my picks, they've been a little bit on the upset side.
Yeah.
But the Seahawks did beat the 49ers. I do got to give them credit there. But
Even though it was messy.
But I think that Kirk Cousins has proven himself this year. Stephon Diggs, if Thielen comes back, Rudolph is there, Cook is there.
Yeah.
And the Seahawks... Excuse me. That the Seahawks defense hasn't been there like it has been in years past. So I think the Vikings... It's going to be a 3 to 7 point game, but I think the Vikings come out.
So you're saying, like, advantage?
One possession score game, the Vikings are going to get it.
Okay, I like that.
Not being biased or anything, but I think Russ has proven himself to be that giant killer. And even though the Vikings aren't all the way up there, but they're still a very, very difficult team to beat. They have a lot of pieces, so I'm gonna come out with the Seahawks game.
So Drew, is this a split?
Oh, this is a direct down the middle split arena.
Hey!
I got the Vikings here. This is gonna be a game defined by the big play. And I feel like the Vikings defense has a lot more pieces to stop the big play. Their secondary is very strong. I think what they got out there defensively beats what the Seahawks used to have in the LOB, the Legion of Boom, which they have none of at this point. And, I mean, there's not really much back there. I mean, Cam Chancellor's doing his part, but they don't really stop offenses all too well. They don't really get too much pressure. I think if the Vikings can get Russell Wilson under containment and put up those big plays that are going to define this game, I think the Vikings are going to take this, and it's going to be I think it's going to be more than a one-possession game. I think the Vikings are going to come out and win.
I just want to say this real quick. If anyone on the Vikings can get an interception, they'll win.
Yeah, if they can get in the mind of Russell Wilson a little bit, a seasoned quarterback who's proven that he's a winning quarterback.
Someone who is in MVP race still, even though Lamar's kind of like running away with it.
He's in talks, but not going to win.
Russell Wilson only has 2 interceptions on the season, 2 or 3.
Yes.
Regardless, low amount. If he can make him make one mistake, he's gonna question himself every single time now. Just if they could get into the mind, I'll go with the Vikings. Excuse me, sorry, but I just feel like if Wilson is protected and is able to work his way through Seahawks.
I know. It's going to be a good week of football, and hopefully...
this week is going to be awesome.
You guys can sit there and watch in between family and coming home from college for the week or so. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this Thanksgiving edition. And you got anything else to say, guys, before we wrap this up?
Go get your turkey. Go eat up.
Go get some merch.
Hit the gym tomorrow. Don't worry about it today. Go shop at the merch. We're going to link that in the description of this video as well. It was in the last one.
Instagram, we just made one. Also in the link, just with the merch.
Yep. Fresh week. We got a lot of new stuff coming out. We started all that stuff. He's got new dance moves that we're always finding out what's going on here. We got a lot of characters on this. So if you see this, if you come across us, if you like some of this content, happy Thanksgiving. We're thankful for the subscribe.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Hey,
bye.
Thanksgiving, bye.